Cool. So welcome to another hashtag Ask Jim. Big numbers in training again in the middle of winter.
Yeah, about 120 something I think we had this week.
Massive group, great group of people as well. Great questions today. Presenters have all given great feedback.
Very lively, fun group too. I've been told they're going to ask some great questions.
Yes, that's good. So before we get to this gentleman's question over here, just want to mention a few things. So this thing at the front, this Jim's Pinata, we are doing an auction at the moment. It closes this Sunday. So you can bid on that. We've got the highest bid at $260 at the moment. A pretty big, I've got 200,000 followers on TikTok's the leading bid at the moment called Spotto. So you can bid on that if you want. Charles is going to put the link in the comments and you can come whack Jim with Jim. That's what we can do.
I'll join in too. Whacking Jim.
Absolutely. So that closes this Sunday. All the proceeds will go to the Men's Shed. So we'll donate money to there, which is Jim's favourite charity. So we'll do that as well. So closes this Sunday the 6th, and that's been donated by Jumping Castle. So thank you very much. Cool, now let's get into it. So we've run through the housekeeping. First question up there, go for it.
Just a curious question. What happens to the franchisees if the franchisor decides to sell the territory?
Sell this region, yeah.
If the franchisor sells the region, the new franchisor comes in and looks after you.
So things stay the same?
Yeah, well, you're getting somebody better. I mean, if there's nobody else available, the national office will organise someone to look after you. There's always going to be somebody who's there to support you, to ring you, to answer questions. Always going to be somebody. We can always find someone.
Oh yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, good man. What's your name, sorry? Right.
Damien.
Damien, good man. Cool. Guys, if you want to come up and ask a question for Jim, please do so. Just jump up. You don't have to wait.
Yeah.
Go for it.
From Nigeria, is that right?
Yeah, originally.
And what's your name, sorry?
My name is Wale.
Wale. Yep.
Yeah. So my question to you, Jim, is what's your succession plan, which is a retirement plan after, building this?
Well, when I retire, we're going to have a ceremony, and I'm going to be the guest of honour, and I'm going to be a box on the floor, okay? Because I'll be dead. I'm having the time of my life. Death, maybe. Retirement, never.
All right.
Succession plan, I've got 10 children, cool. Just to make sure that I've got an heir in there somewhere. And so there's a family trust that's set up so that my children are basically jointly in control of the business. One of the things I really want to avoid is Jim's being bought out by a public company which just acts like a greedy money grubber, which can happen. They're the best brands. Somebody buys them out and they say, how can we make more money? How can we screw our franchisees into the ground?
Yeah.
So I'll probably live, best guess is another 20, 25 years. I've got very good health, which is probably more than a lot of people are going to be in the business, but that's the plan.
All right. Thank you.
Good man, Wale.
Good
cool.
question.
We've got Jenny. Where's Jenny? Jump up, Jenny. Ask away. And if you're watching online, guys, please put a comment through as well. We can respond to those.
Can I ask 2 questions?
Yeah, you can ask.
So first one is, if you wanted to add a franchise division, but you just can't do it, which one would it be?
Why can't I do it?
I don't know. I'm just have you come across one that you just couldn't get done?
There's certain things we wouldn't do. Somebody asked me about Jim's banking, which is something to just now. So we wouldn't do that because we don't know enough about it. So we want to stick to things we understand, which is the service industry. We're good at that kind of stuff. When you want to look at a new division, we looked at things like, can an average ordinary worker make at least $60 an hour labour cost, not including materials? I've got to see a decent income from it. I want to know there's enough demand for it. We don't want to do something that's only got 5 franchises for the whole of Australia. It's not worth it. Mm-hmm. A good division at Jim's has, 30, 40, 50 at least.
Yeah.
But really, the key thing is not the division itself. There's 100 divisions we do tomorrow. It's finding the people to drive it. And you never know, somebody in this room here one day could come up with a new division, and it could be huge. Often the franchisees or franchisors or people from the outside. We're talking today for the first time about Jim's Flowers. Great business. We asked about hourly rates. How much can you make? What's the overheads? How long does it take? What training do you need? Looks a good one.
Okay, that's
just
interesting.
Today.
Second question is, I'm about to embark on this new challenge, full-time with 4 kids. Do you think you can fund a Jim's cleaner to come clean my house?
No, but you're going to make so much money that you'll be able to employ a Jim's cleaner.
Any Jim's cleaners, call me. Thanks, Jim.
Did you have another question about the lager? Was that something?
Oh, sorry, that's for my husband.
For your husband.
So he wanted to ask when can he try it, and can you give him a free case?
A free case?
Yes.
Which division are you going to? With Jim's Drunkards or what?
Scratch and dent.
Jump up now. Jump up now. You can have one. Grab a can now, but you got to taste it on here and give us a review right now.
Yeah, come on.
Jump up.
Is it cold?
It's not cold. It's like an English style lager, right?
Oh no.
No, it's not an English style lager. Rip on off. Here we go. I'll help you out there. Yep. Grab it.
That's it.
Open it up.
Open it up.
Turn around that way and give us a review. There we go. What do you reckon?
Be honest.
Yeah, it's nice.
That's good. That's good. That's a genuine response I can see. That's good.
Very nice.
Yes.
Well done. They're going to take that with you.
No,
We'll keep it there for prizes as well, but yeah, that's all right. Good man. It's a midi lager via Bondi Brewing who did it for us. So
it's a craft beer.
Coopers tried to shut it down though, didn't they, Jim? You're on TV holding a beer can. You never
right.
thought you'd be
They
doing
tried
that
to
in your
shut
life.
us down. They didn't like the round circle thing.
Yeah, they claim they own the round circle in the front called a roundel, yeah.
That's all right.
Did you ever think you'd have your own beer? Because I know you're not a drinker, so.
Not a big alcoholic myself, no.
Next question here we have is
There, there, got somebody
come up. Go for it.
Hey, my question to Jim is about what's your secret behind your success that you can share to your franchise that they are joining now.
Every day, work out, ask yourself the question, how can I do it better?
Yes.
Better service, more efficiency. That is the one thing.
Nice and simple and short. Jump up, ask a question. Anyone can come up anytime, guys. This is for you.
Hi, Jim. Jacob here.
Yeah, Jacob?
You've got a long and successful history and still fighting fit and super healthy. Have you got any great daily habits that you do personally that keep you as a great businessman?
Well, to start, every morning I get up, I do weightlifting for about 10 minutes, mostly 8 kilo weights like that. And then I run half an hour on a treadmill, then I have a cold shower. That's the basic of it. Don't eat breakfast, 16/8 fasting, lots of walking around during the day, keep active, listen to a lot of books, talking books, read a lot, keep my mind busy.
Every day?
Every day.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's great.
Good question. Jump up, guys, if you want anything.
Jacob's not actually a franchisee, he's a blow-in coming from EO. I did it.
Oh, from the executives thing, yeah?
I did that. That's
Yeah, the talk.
which is good.
Yeah.
Business entrepreneurs. It was a good group.
Jim, I'm Wayne. Back in 2000, I left my cushy government job in the Northern Territory, not so cushy, and moved to Bendigo, where I was going to start a independent mowing round. And I got down there, it was a bit dry,
Yeah.
and I did it for about 3 weeks, and I was starting to get some work, but then they declared a drought. And I decided very quickly that this is probably not a good idea, so I got out. And now I'm back again. Maybe we're going to hit some dry weather. I'm going up to Queensland. How did you get through the droughts for your franchisees over the years?
When I started my full-time business, flat broke, $30,000 in debt. About 2 weeks after I started, we had the worst drought in Melbourne history, and every lawn in Melbourne died. Okay, so there's a challenge for you. No money, starting a business from scratch, mowing business. You do everything but, because people can water their gardens, so the weeds go berserk because it's so hot and sunny. I ran watering services. I pruned stuff. I did everything I could. You just go for extras. Your work, your basic bread and butter dies down. You extras. That's how you do it.
Right.
That's how I got through that first summer. And I said the same thing to my franchisees. Work goes down, it's winter time, and it's too overcast, like in the south, or it's too dry, as up in Queensland, North New South Wales, then you go for extras. And the best people will actually make more money in the off-season than they do in the peak season.
Right.
Which area are you going to be in Queensland?
Rabina.
Rabina.
I think I'll be pretty safe.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll be right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you'll be right.
We tend to get a lot of work in Queensland.
Why are you
Yes.
moving up there? How long have you been out there for?
I'm not there yet.
Okay.
After I finish the course, I drive up, and I'll probably start in a couple of weeks.
You're not driving up because of the Premier of Victoria, are you? Or?
No. I'm actually from Darwin.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah, so I'm making a big move. Yeah.
All good. Good luck. Cool. Anyone got anything else? Just jump up at any time as well. I've got some questions here. So the next one I've got was from Mandeep from Bookkeeping. Is Mandeep here?
Mandeep.
Hi, Jim. A couple of questions for you. One, what service do you use regularly which is not part of Jim's group?
Me personally,
Yeah.
I don't know. Cleaning, gardening, antennas,
Pest control, you had it.
Pest control. There's not much I haven't used actually, really.
So everything is within the gym scope. That's great.
Well, yeah. I mean, we didn't have a plumber until recently. We did actually have plumbers, but it was Jim's Plumbing, and they were licensed, not such a same deal.
Good.
We can do pretty well everything.
Perfect. Well, I'll
Problem is
move.
you can't do it across the country yet. That's the difficulty.
Your response is a nice segue into the next question that I have. That when you use gym service providers, do you try to use different ones, and do you actually give feedback to them through the survey?
I'd like to say I was that benevolent, but you know what I do? I go online and check their ratings. If I can find someone with a 4.8 or better star rating, I know that person is good. And if somebody in my family or friends ask me to recommend, I do the same thing. I go in, have a privileged inside access, look for somebody with a great rating, and then make the introduction to them. That's how I do it.
You're not answering my question though. Do you give feedback?
Oh, yeah. Of course I do. I've got a wonderful antennas guy. He does everything for me. He does all the installations and all the connections and the hanging of TVs on walls and everything.
Aaron Putty. Is it Aaron or Matt?
Matt Cathy.
Matt Cathy.
Matt Cathy.
Okay. I thought Aaron does the stuff
He's Jim's antennas kill site.
Ah, okay.
Looks like they're two good guys.
Right, so
Yeah.
And he's fantastic. He's just brilliant. And he fixed my farm up. He did all kinds of things. He's just a great guy. So I just use people that I can find that are great.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, good question. Got a couple online real quickly, Jim. Nicole's gone, do you like beer and how did you come up with the Jim's beer?
Do I like beer? No, I don't drink beer. I have no idea what it tastes like. Somebody came to me with the idea. I mean, it's sort of a Jim's type of thing, isn't it? Don't you reckon? I mean, this can here is a...
Well, I got in a bit of trouble when you found out we did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of very, very Jimmy. Don't you think it's like an Aussie brand? I like the look of it.
It works well.
If I did drink alcohol, I would drink Jim's lager.
Lawn lager. Lawn lager, that's the one.
lager. But I don't, so I won't.
Then Sebastian's gone here as well. When a franchisor is selling, so if they're selling in their region, do franchises that are existing or if he's got a split or something get offered first? He's asking for.
It depends, actually. Very often, if a region franchisor wants to sell, usually the buyer will come from within the region. That's the most common thing to happen. But it depends. If there's nobody interested, nobody of that caliber. When you're looking for somebody, you're looking for a franchisee who's making very good money, got great customer service, and usually they've been a trainer or something, so in the habit of helping other people. That kind of person is what we look for. And we tend to find successful franchisees do usually make pretty good franchisors.
We've got one here from Jacob from Mobile Mechanics. Where's Jacob? Yep.
There you go, Jim. I did ask this question yesterday and two people next to me answered it, so it's a bit of a no-brainer, but you did say yesterday that you don't charge an hourly rate. Throughout my years of being a mechanic anyway, every place that I've worked for uses an hourly rate.
Yep.
So do I just pretty much have my own hourly rate and just it's under
out-
the table sort of thing?
Work out your hourly rate, which is a hell of a lot more than you are making working with somebody else, and estimate is the job is best.
Yeah.
I don't like hourly rates. They depress your income. You cannot get the same rate if you give an hourly rate, because people want cheap hourly rates.
Yeah.
But if I say it's going to cost you $150 to do X, Y, and Z, no comparison. And if you happen to get it done in 20 minutes, good on you.
Yeah.
But the existing franchisees will have all their data anyway. So they've been going for a while now. So you can just ask the existing franchisees what they've been charging for certain things and they'll have it all in there.
Yeah, so you have an idea.
Yeah, just
anyway.
ask them. They'll tell you straight. That's probably the best thing to do.
But you guys have got very good hourly rates. I know that.
They do.
Very,
I use
very
Jim's
good.
Mobile Mechanics. He makes pretty good money, Kevin.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. Don't worry about that.
We had
That's
some
good to
trees
know.
taken out from our yard after a storm, and I tell you what, they did a great job. Because it was expensive.
They do well.
But a great job.
They do
Very
well.
safe.
That's good to know. Thanks, Jim.
If you've got a question, guys, just come up and ask. Don't have to wait. Got one from Josh from Bathrooms. Where's Josh? Josh here?
Josh.
I'll read it out. It's a nice quick one. Can we open a Jim's kebab shop?
The one thing I would not want to do is compete on food. We are a service company. We're good at what we do. Every time I go into something I don't know about, like Jim's banking, Jim's anything food, we tend to become a cropper. So yes. One of the things I've learned, stick to your knitting. Stick to what you know. We're good at what we do. We're very good at what we do. Doesn't mean we're good at something else. A bit like Elon Musk. Okay? This is a guy, you know Elon Musk? fantastic technologist. He really is one of the greatest engineering managers in the world. What he's done with SpaceX, what he's done is magnificent. What he's done with Tesla is amazing. What he's done with Twitter is an absolute fiasco.
X now, Jim. It's changed its name to X.
It's changed to X. I mean, what a ridiculous thing. He doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't understand it. He shouldn't be doing things that he doesn't. And I admire this guy. But that Twitter X is just ridiculous. Stick to your knitting. Good
Well, you're on X, Jim. They can follow you on X, Jim, at Jim Penman. But if you've got a question, guys, please feel free to come up and ask. We've got the next one here from Dave from Handyman. Where's Dave? Up the front.
There you go. So my question is, how does it make you feel seeing your face and your brand everywhere?
Well, it's good, but I think the thing that makes me most proud is when I hear somebody doing something who shows the gym's culture. The examples I've given to you in the past. Like a story, I don't know if you've heard this one, but what happened, the worst thing that ever happened to Jim's Group, the worst thing I've ever seen in all the 34 years of history was what happened in West Australia a few years back when one of our mowing franchisees, when something happened to him and he killed his 3 little girls and his wife and his mother-in-law. And that was so horribly traumatic. It was really, really bad. And everybody was really shaken up by it. I went across to Perth. I'm not keen on flying, but this case I needed to. And I spoke to, there was a meeting we held at a golf club in the north end of Perth, and most of the franchisees in the entire state were there. That was impressive for a beginning. And I said to them, I said, people, what do we need to do to try and reduce the chance of this kind of thing, horrifying thing, ever happening again? And they came up with all kinds of ideas. One of them was that to give every franchisee a speech magnets with emergency numbers, especially mental health numbers. And all franchisors are now do mental health training. And we've got a psychology, a counselling service paid for, all paid for by Jim's Group, free to every franchisee if you need counselling. So all these things were worked out. But also somebody came up with a suggestion. They said, what if we had franchisees who volunteered to give their time to do counselling for other franchisees who might feel the need, who just don't feel able to talk to their franchisor, just to give our time? And I said, look, it's a great idea, but that's an awful lot to ask, to be an unpaid counsellor and coach for people who need it. I said, would anybody be interested in doing that, willing to do that? And you know what? Most of the people in that entire room put up their hand because they just felt that sense of camaraderie. Now, that's, as I said, it's the worst thing that ever happened to us. And yet, in some ways, it's the best thing to see the care, the genuine care that people had for each other. They were prepared to sacrifice their time and their efforts to do that. We've got mentors all over the country now set up to do exactly that. And during COVID, we had terrible things happen in Victoria. It was really distressing. Not on that level, of course, but very upsetting. And franchisees worked together. And franchisors who weren't being paid look after them. That's what makes me proud. Much more than numbers. It's the culture of the company that makes me proud. And I think it's exciting. And I know people are going to go out there and they're going to have this experience. They're going to come across people who want to help them. And down the track a bit, people here will be helping others and advising them and helping others. That sense of brotherhood. That's why we like men's sheds. It's all about community. It's about togetherness, being part of a group, caring for each other. That's the thing I'm most proud of.
I had a second question. With all your divisions all using quotes, is there any particular reason why you don't have a Jim's quotes division with quantity surveyors and?
Because there'd be no money in it, because we all do it anyway.
Fair call.
Have it at $60 an hour. Remember that. Yep. You come up with a new division, think about it. At least you're going to be able to make $60 an hour. Have enough people doing it.
No, good questions. Appreciate those ones as well. If you've got a question, guys, jump up. Yep, got to jump up. Yes, jump up, mate. Just come up anytime.
Hi, guys.
Hey, mate.
Sorry, Jim. I'm Rajinder Singh from WY. It's the best part of Australia. You know, guys. Yeah, we're from the best part.
Well, certainly the richest part. You got a lot of money across there with all the mines.
Not that. Western, not only Western, we are best. Okay. And you know, in Australia, there's only one part. It's called Kwinana.
Kwinana, yeah.
And I'm from there town. Mm-hmm. And we are the richest people in the world, we have our own freeway, Kwinana Freeway.
Your
You
own
know that.
And the Quinata Motorplex, yeah.
Yeah, Kwinana Freeway. When I come on the freeway, they give me way because I'm from Kwinana. I own that.
Is there a
We
question?
own-
You got a
yeah.
question?
Yeah, we own. My question is, we have lots of different, dog wash, cleaners, people who work hard all day. You're washing the dogs, you're sweating, you have lots of fur on you. And end of the day, we need Jim's Tavern.
Jim's
We have
Tavern.
our own tavern. We can go and drink. Does it make sense?
The best
What do
ask,
you-
you've asked the best
what do
question.
you
there.
think about that?
Your delivery's been perfect.
All right, okay. The thing of it is, it's not a business we understand. And that's why we're not going to
Well,
do
should be.
You can do a tavern in the park if you want. You can take the logo.
End of the day, we can say, yeah, we are in our own tavern. Even I'm drunk, they can take me. Oh, he's our member. you know.
The best we can do
So-
is Jim's lawn lager, but that's it.
it. Jim's Lawn Lager is the best we can do.
That's it.
Get to
Thank you.
these.
Well done, well done. Good question. I didn't know where that was going. That's the most odd question. I love it. It's good. Good personality. Good personality. Not going to go to Kwinana though. Yeah, it's all right. Kwinana, I'm from Marangaroo, so
This is
it's
a man who
real-
loves his
real-
hometown. Good to see.
No, very proud. What were you doing prior to Jim's? What were you doing prior to Jim's?
We make Indian food, Aussies, everything.
Very good. There's a great Indian restaurant not far from me, an Indian Nepalese restaurant, just in Liddell, 5 minutes away. It's great.
I cook better than them.
This is a man with a swollen head.
Great confidence. We love it.
My mom teach me how to do it.
Okay.
Don't cook.
Next one. Jim's giving me the wrap up. All right. Anyone got any more questions? Can top that? No, we'll go to the next one from here. Lee Holiday. Where's Lee from Dog Wash?
We got somebody here.
Lee, perfect. Come up.
Dog Wash told me they had some good questions. I haven't seen any yet. There's the first one.
I have two.
Good.
Where's the beard?
23 years ago, I was single. My beard was going grey. I didn't want to look too old. Shaved it off. All about women. Okay. Isn't that right, guys? What do? We aim to impress you ladies. That is our whole aim in life. Go ahead.
Do you have a pair of favourite undie pants?
Pair of what?
Favourite underpants, special, lucky.
I buy everything from Kmart, ultra cheap. I'm the biggest,
Probably got holes in it. No,
stingiest, miserliest person around. You know, Kmart boots, uniform trousers. That's it. That's me.
Well, there's a question online real quickly, Jim, from Matt Bellman. Says, with all the great new merchandise, are you launching Jim's Budgie Smugglers this year?
Well, we could.
You could.
If there's a demand.
If someone wants to have Jim's head on the, whatever, on the backside or on the side, whatever, if they want to, you could always do it. Someone's done socks before.
There's no questions now, I think. I want to share with...
Go to the mic, go to the mic. Yeah, so we can see you. Yeah.
Can I share a different story with you guys?
Go for it.
There's a guy, sometimes we say the sales, when you sell something. Please don't mind. My English is not an English, it's a Pinglish. Pinglish means when you add Punjabi in that, So, what's the sales? Sometimes people talk about sales.
Mm-hmm.
There was a guy, he's new in the sales, as a salesman. And he went in a warehouse and said, please give me the job. I know how to sell the things. And the boss said, okay, we try. He says, that's your counter. You can sit there. If any customer comes, you start selling him things. Customer came there from someone like the guy, he said, okay. He started talking to him. He said, look, this is very nice fishing rod. You can take this rod, you can fish, you can catch fish and enjoy. He said, oh yes, nice rod, okay. Can you pack it? Oh, yeah, pack it. And he said, oh, what do you do with the rod? You need some baits. Then he said, yeah, we have nice baits, which one is never come up from the, hooks, and you can catch lots of fish. He said, oh, okay, all right. Give me the baits. He sold the beds. Then said, what do you do with that? You're sitting there? Where you sit? You need a chair. He sold him the chair. Then he said, oh, you sit in the sun. You need an umbrella. He sold him umbrella. And then he said, what do you do? You're sitting there long hours. You need some drinks. He gave him few drinks. He sold. And his owner came there. He said, stop it. You sold already too much. His pocket is maybe empty. He guy came only to buy a rod, and you sold lots of things to him. He said, nah, he didn't came to me to buy a rod. He came to buy me a newspaper. Actually, he came to buy a newspaper. He said, he came to me, he said, can I buy a newspaper? He said, what do you do with a newspaper? I want to read. I said, when you read the newspaper, where do you sit? I sit on the beach. What do you do? I give you the rod. You can read the newspaper and you can catch the fish.
All right.
So
That's
you need Jim's storytelling division, I reckon.
Thank
Jim's
you. All right.
Jump up. Thanks, Raj. Thanks, mate. Yeah.
I'm Michael from Window and Pressure Cleaning Newcastle. I'm so glad I've taken the opportunity to come down for training. I've met a wonderful group of people, and I share the vision with the Jim's group that, you know, with everything that's been presented so far, that the group to grow from 5,000 to 10 to 15. I have a question, and it's an open-ended question, Jim, for you regarding the franchise agreement. I read it 5 times. I still needed help.
Wow.
And a family member, you know, very close to me, looked at it and said, "This is totally crazy. I've never seen an agreement like this." She sees an agreement every week on her desk, and she said it's the fairest agreement that she's ever seen. And, you know, I hope it doesn't change.
Thank you.
I know it needs to. There's always a little tweak, but, you know, you're really giving the franchisees a real fair go.
Thank you. Really appreciate it. If it does change, it'll be in a way that helps franchisees and protects them more. I can tell you that.
Yeah. Just fantastic.
That's
So glad to be part of the group.
Good comment.
Good on you for reading the agreement. Good on you for reading the franchise agreement.
That is actually quite amazing. Most franchises do not read the agreement. I take my hat off to you, sir. That was very well done.
Can I ask a couple? Go for it.
Yes, go ahead.
So, Jim, barring what has happened today during the Q&A session, what actually pisses you off? So what can a franchisee or a franchisor do that Jim will say, you know what, that was terrible.
Well, I probably shouldn't say this, but I had an email this afternoon from a guy who'd actually been given a franchise, and he was complaining about having to pay fees. He had about 260 jobs since March. And I said, you can go independent and you can run your own business if you wish to. And he says, no, I want to stay with you. But he grizzled about paying all the money. So that annoyed me, okay?
Oh, that's your threshold. Wow. Okay.
It's very hard, man, to get
You're very tolerant.
It just happened a little while ago, okay? That's what's in my mind. But I thought, jeepers creepers, he's got a good deal.
Yeah.
He's had hundreds of leads from us, and he still reckons we're not doing enough for him. It annoyed me.
Thank
Good
you.
question. We've got Owen from Mowing. Where's Owen from Mowing? Is Owen still here? No, I'll ask him on his behalf. Jim, are you a billionaire?
Oh, no. Not even close. They tried to put me down for the BRW Rich 500 or whatever like that, and I said, no way, I'm not even close to that. Our system works on very narrow margins. Our average fee is about 6%, you know, and the average profit we make from Jim's group as a whole would be probably less than 1% of our turnover. It's not that much, really.
There we go.
It's a great. I mean, look, I'm not poor. I do pretty well, and I fund my research, which is what's in this book. But it's a high volume, low margin business. That's the way it's designed. It's designed to be attractive to franchisees, not to make a whole lot of money.
No one's asked you about that yet, have they? So
no, it doesn't.
Some exciting things. So we'll pin to that as well. If you got any more questions, guys, please feel free to jump up and get that out. Cool. We've got some more. Here's Tom, Scratch and Dent. Where's Tom?
Hey up, Jim. All right?
Yeah.
Look, I was reading the first chapter of your book, and you said you like computer games. You play computer games?
Yeah,
I play computer games, and I've been playing them since I was, I don't know, probably 14 or something, and I still play them now. My kids play them. They probably shouldn't, but they do. I just wondered, what's your favourite computer game?
I play stupid games. I like games that don't take very long.
Right.
Word play, which is a sort of version of Scrabble,
Yeah, I know what that
whereas
is.
you can play it in about 10 minutes.
Right.
There's another game called Conquer, which is like a simple risk game that takes me about 15 minutes. I don't like to do games that take hours because it's too distracting.
Right.
So I do my work, take a bit of a break, play a quick game, go back to my work. Another one's called Slidress I play sometimes. It's good.
And do you think it's good for the mind?
Probably not.
In small doses, I mean, not in long doses.
Yeah. I tell you what, though, if anybody's around tomorrow night, I'll bring a chess set down and a pack of cards. We're going to play 500. So I like those games too. You 500 player? It's good. It's good. It's fun. All right. I'll be around tomorrow night.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for that question. By all means, guys, just jump up and ask Jim anything you like as well. We've got a lot of time for questions. So we've got one here from online, John Egan. Jim, what about Jim's Crocs for dog wash? Do you wear Crocs or do you own Crocs? Know what Crocs are?
What is a Croc?
What is a Croc? It's like an odd shoe, open toe shoe, open shoe sort of thing, plastic.
For dog wash?
Yeah, for dog wash. You must be wearing them, so.
I don't know what that means.
Then Rossi's got any exciting new divisions online opening soon?
Yeah.
What's opening?
The whole stack. We hope to have Jim's Flowers today. First time we talked to somebody. Sounds a really interesting one. Looks a good prospect. Jim's Vending Machines.
Vending machines?
Vending machines. It's just actually, I've been talking about it a couple of weeks ago. Somebody sent me an email, so that looks a really...
How does that work?
Well, what you do is you're a franchisee, you basically get assigned certain machines, and you can pay a certain amount to get in. And what you've got to do is to fill the machines up. But part of the job as a franchisee is you talk to the customers, and you find out what they want, and you can change the mix in the machines. You can sell anything. We're going to have a Jim's vending machine where it's got Jim's Monopoly, Jim's Books, Jim's whatever, hats, clothes, everything. So vending machines can be anything. So you want to have a mix that suits the people. So it's ideal for franchising. And one of the issues we've got is a lot of our franchisees, they're doing things like fencing and they're mowing and they're making good money, but they're getting a bit old for it. So we've got people with great business aptitude who can't be so physically active. So one of the things we're eagerly looking for is businesses that you can run, use your business experience, but aren't so physically demanding. So we're very excited about that. Jim's Beauty is about to start. Jim's Home Nursing is about
Jim's
to start.
Home Care, yeah.
Home Care, yeah. What else is
There's
we
one
got?
that's relaunching. We did a video for it yesterday.
That's right.
Yeah.
What's that?
Plumbing.
Plumbing, Jim's Plumbing.
Yep.
Proper Jim's Plumbing with franchisees, not contracted out. We've got Jim's Hydraulic Repair, probably starting in January. Now, we don't know about these yet. We don't know how they're going to go, but these are all new divisions that are just in the pipeline.
And how hard is it for someone here to start a division? Let's say they become a franchisee for 3 months or 6 months and they want to do a division. How hard is it?
If you show us that you've got what it takes, it's not easy, not difficult at all. Starting a new division typically costs no more than buying a franchise. It's quite simple. You just got to put a lot of effort and time into it.
There we go. Guys, we've got a lot of time for questions, so please feel free to jump up. Jim's book up there is a good one to ask about as well. Mitch Jacob. Where's Mitch and Jacob? That a joint question for Jim? No, I'll read it out. It's gone, David, why do you call yourself Jim?
When I went home, I went to work on a farm, and there was a young kid called David there about my age, and I said, call me Jim. I just like it. It's got a very sort of Aussie, sort of macho kind of sound to it, don't you reckon? I mean, how would David's mowing work, really?
Dave's mowing? Dave's mowing.
Dave, maybe.
Dave's mowing.
Really? It's David James?
Yeah, my name's David James.
Yeah, so is he.
Same, David James. Okay, so I use my middle name. But it's just, I think Jim's got a ring to it. It's very Aussie. It's very tough and masculine, and you know, I just like it. Don't know.
There you go. You want to ask a question? Yep, go for it.
I didn't like James's mowing very much, though. It sounds like a butler, doesn't it?
Our son's called James. My dad's called Jim.
I got a son called James too. I got 10 children, so I've got 6 sons. They call all sorts of things. Yeah. Richard, Andrew, David, James, Thomas, Aaron. You 8 more to go.
Hello, I'm a little nervous. Okay, I have a question. Basically, Jim's group, whatever we are doing, it's like a service that we provide to the everyday, like a households. Have you ever thought of taking all the gym group and start into a construction business?
We do have Jim's Construction.
Oh, you do?
There is a division called Jim's Construction, yeah. It's only got 1 or 2 people in it, so it's quite little. But we do have a business called Jim's Construction, yeah.
So it's like
Like a
you
builder.
purchase the land and then build it?
Yeah, like a builder. Yeah.
Oh, like a proper builder.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is.
And where is it?
There's one in Melbourne.
It's one in Melbourne. We've got one
He's a
guy-
building inspection franchisee as well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it named under Jim's? Or
Yeah, it's called
named-
Jim's Construction. If you look on the website, you'll see it.
They've done some houses and stuff. Yeah, they've done some townhouses and it's all that big signage at the front, Jim's Construction.
Is
and
it
stuff.
like from scratch or is it like a...
From scratch?
Yeah.
From scratch?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're
I'm
actual,
gonna
they're
look
actual
it.
builders, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to buy.
There we go. Got some more here as well, Jim. So if you want to ask a question, guys, just jump up as well. There's an interesting black book there which you might not know about, but that's a good question as well. Cool.
Got a question
Jump up.
over there?
Hi Jim, nice to meet you. Thanks for having us down here for training. I got a bit of a funny question. We live in a technological age, and I was just kind of wondering what your favourite piece of technology might be at this point, because there's a lot of things going around and coming out, electric cars and robots coming out. I thought I'd just ask what interests you.
My favourite technology is Jim's is FMS.
Yeah.
And and Jim's Jobs, it's our own internal software. What we do could not be possible without computer software. Like, we've got a client who rings in. There might be 30 franchisees in the area, but we know exactly who wants work, what kind of job, what time of day, everything, and it sends out to them automatically. It's a super efficient system. To try and do this thing manually, what we do with computers, it'd cost more than the entire franchise fees that we charge, including advertising. It just would not be possible. So that is my absolute best technology. And I think we spend several $1 million a year on software development, probably in the region of about $5 million a year on software development, on computers and stuff. And it's the best spending. It's the best investment. One of the main reasons that our business has gone so well in recent years is because of surveys and complaint systems, which has driven the level of complaints down to a fraction of the level. Now, you couldn't buy that with millions of dollars worth of extra advertising, because we just give better service to customers. So yeah, that's the best technology around. Doesn't require ChatGPT, just good systems. And they're getting better.
Yep.
Good
Cool.
question.
Thanks for
Good
that.
question.
Good question. Go, yeah, jump up, ask one. Go for it. Ask anything you like.
Hey Jim, David, Sally, Jim's Mowing up at Burnie in Tassie. I noticed you've got a new book.
Good man. Good.
Would you like to tell us something
This
about it?
is my research project that I did when in my 20s, developing a theory of society, of social change. And the reason I started Jim's in the first place was to fund this, which I'm now doing to the tune of several $1 million a year. I've got a research project in the animal house, basically at La Trobe University, working with rats and looking at the exposure to mild food restriction and so forth. So that is my life's work.
Wonderful. Look forward to reading it.
Yeah, sure.
Well, we do get free copies, so if you want one, ask us at the end. Jim can sign it. If he pulls it off, you can put it on eBay. Might be $500 or something. But you can try. You can, at the end, though,
I love the first edition. Thanks.
it is. How many editions is this been? Because it's changed a bit over the years.
It has changed, but this version is the first edition of this one.
But you discovered something pretty exciting. You have to go into too much, but you were very pumped about this when you were telling me today.
Yeah. Well, I made a very clear development. The biggest development in decades. There's a thing called a lemming cycle. And you've probably heard of lemmings, how they cycle populations. The thing is, humans do it too. We have cycles which take roughly about 300 years, and they're demographic cycles of birth rate and death rate and so forth. And we just figured out what causes them and how they work and why they change with time. Very difficult to explain if you don't understand biohistory, but it's actually, anybody interested, it's biohistory.org. You can see some videos on there and some books. But it's very exciting stuff. It could change the world dramatically if I can show that this is correct.
Okay.
Light reading on the plane home. So if you come and ask at the end, we'll get him to sign it. And if he pulls it off, it could be worth a lot of money. Here we go. Next one here. If you want, jump up. Come up and ask one. Yep.
Hey, Jim again. Just curious, would you be at all interested in creating a Jim's online app for each division?
Jim's online app for each division.
We actually have a system called Jim's Jobs, which is a system for franchisees to run their business. It's still got a bit of work to do, so we don't push it very hard, but we've got a few hundred franchisees using it. Eventually, it will do all kinds of things, like it will book jobs automatically into your diary if you want. It'll allow you to buy and sell regular clients and do a whole stack of really fun, fascinating things which will help your business. The other thing we are hoping to develop is a Gyms app which goes on people's mobile phones, and it's also going to have a matching service in it. So you can actually find your true love as well through Gyms. That's the plan.
Sounds good and easy to me.
Yes.
There you go.
Thank you.
Thanks for the question. Got one here online real quick, Jim, which is a good one for everyone here. Wayne Grundy's gone, have you ever thought of having Christmas merchandise that we can purchase for our clients for Christmas?
It's good. Good idea.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, let's have some.
Yeah. What would you like to see? Jumpers or what? Because we have all this stuff which we do for cost price. If you're a franchisee, you can actually get these for cost price. We do have people who order like 6 at a time, give it to real estate agents and stuff like that. So that's a good thing to do. Or shirts and bucket hats and stuff. So we always do that for franchisees if they want.
Yeah.
Could do like a Christmas sweater.
Look, if we think there's something that'll sell, for sure.
Absolutely.
The big problem is vending it. That's why a Jim's vending machine would be good. Hope to find some sort of a shopping centre somewhere, or we can put a Jim's vending machine in. They can have Monopoly, and they can have all kinds of things.
Well, if you're dealing with real estate agents, it's far better, I think, giving them something like that.
Yes.
As opposed to other
Well, if you get in well with a property manager, who's usually a woman, go in and give her a copy of that for her kids, I think you've got a tremendous chance of being in and getting a few jobs out of it.
Yeah, so we have a lot of people who might buy 6 at a time. It's not overly expensive if you get one or two of them across the line.
$26.
Nah, it's a bit more than that. Cost is around $40. So we sell it for $40 for franchisees. Yeah. Okay. For the public, it's like 60, 65. Okay. Cool. Got some more questions here online, guys. If you, by all means, please come up and ask Jim. Darren's gone here. Hi, guys. I'd like to ask Jim if you had an idea of what the highest annual turnover of a franchisee might have been over the years. What's the highest earner? You don't have to say the name, but the person.
No, all I know is multiple billions. I heard of one particular franchisee who was clearing, he reckons he cleared $2 million a year profit. That's the most I've ever heard of.
$2 million a year profit?
Yeah.
What division was he in? Don't change your division if you're ever
I think it was actually paving.
Paving?
Yeah. Back in the old days, yeah.
Okay.
That was the most I've ever heard of. But I don't know whether he's exaggerating or not. But I do know that quite a few franchisees turn over well over $1 million a year. That's not that unusual these days.
Well, what was Dan's peak? So they had Dan today in their training. I can't remember what Dan would have said, but...
Now, his best year wasn't that good. It was just a bit of $1 million, I think, about 100 and something thousand. But he only did it for just a few years before he became a franchisor. People are surprised at this, but actual fact, you think the top earning people in gyms are mostly franchisors, but actually most of them are franchisees. Most of the actual richest, best earners are franchisees who build up staff and employ a lot of people. Very major businesses.
And got another one online here, Jim, real quickly. Andrew's Yard Services on Independent says, hi, Jim. As an entrepreneur and researcher, you have a diverse range of interests, from gardening to technology and even gaming. How do you find a balance between running your successful gardening and lawn maintenance businesses whilst indulging in your passion for technology and gaming? Any productivity tips you can share with us? Thanks.
I have a great secret of business that I am particularly pathetic at doing just about everything. Seriously, I am. I am not good at social media. I am not good at finance. I am not good at HR. I am not good at management in general. There's so many things I don't do, or I do only a very few things. One of my chief things is keeping in touch with franchisees so that anybody can contact me if they need to. And honestly, I probably don't work more than about 40 hours a week. I'm not a real hard worker. I just try and make sure I work very efficiently. Like when I do an email, for example, start at the top, read it, deal with it, do something with it. Go to the next one, deal with it. What's the most efficient way to do it, the fastest way? Deal like that, so I can deal with a lot of people. I have an open email so that anybody can email me about any new idea. Most new ideas come from somebody emails me. I pick up the email. And people don't respond to their emails fast, so I'm very, very easy to contact. I get a phone number I don't recognize. I know it's one of my franchisees because nobody else has it, or shouldn't have it. So I can call them back. So I actually don't do an awful lot. I spend a lot of time walking around talking to staff, but I generally speaking, letting get on with it. That's my secret. And I think actually I have a benefit. If you're very, really good at doing lots of things, you tend to do it all themselves. If you're not very good at doing them, you have to get somebody else to do them. And you have to trust them to be able to do it well. That's my secret.
We do have a YouTube video with you, Day in the Life of Jim. It goes for 40 minutes where we rock up when you're in the dressing gown and we follow you the whole day around. So people can see how you work exactly. It's a good one to watch. Got another one online here from Warden saying, how do you think the plumbing division will go with the relaunch?
Well, it's good. It's got, 3 coming in already. It's only just launched. I think it's great. It's hard to get a division going where you've got to have an existing qualification. It's much easier when you can train from scratch. But they've got good leadership and they've made a great start. So I'm excited.
One here from Colin Harper online says, who attends the Gyms Group board meetings? What's discussed and does Jim have the final say?
We have a group called the Advisory Committee, which represents franchisors and divisionals. And we meet every, it's 2 months now, isn't it?
Yep.
I think it's every 2 months. And they bring up, anybody can bring anything to that committee, any change to the system they want. In a sense, I have the final say, but I would say 99% of the time we just do whatever they suggest. I mean, they're not going to do something stupid like saying, hey, Jim, how about halving your fees or something like that? So, but if there's a decision to be made and I can't see any particular reason for one choice or another, I just ask the committee, what do you think? You get their wisdom, you get their feelings, you get their feedback. We're actually a pretty democratic sort of company. Everybody has access to me. If you've got ideas, things get changed very fast. You just have to get some consensus. If a division wants to get together and change their logo or their name, for example, we had a division called Jim's, what is it called, windscreens and blinds?
Fly screens and blinds.
Fly screens and blinds. The division as a whole thought that was the wrong route, so they've just now changed it around to Jim's blinds.
Well, test and tag used to be anti-shock, and now it's test and tag with fire safety. So
they can change their colour. So, actual fact, there's an awful lot of discussion goes on. Even though there's the core of Jim's Group, which is two things, which is service to franchisees, number one, and service to clients, which is number two, and very close related. So those things do not change. But in every other way, we're very, very changeable. If you can work out a better way to do one or both of those things, then we're really interested, and we change all the time. We innovate constantly. We're always trying new ideas, new things. We've got this new system for Accor vouchers.
We do, yep.
We bought 500 Accor vouchers, paid for mostly by Gyms Plus, which is to do with selling our surplus clients for outsiders. They're worth about $600 each. Any franchisee with a story of any kind, good news, whatever, community service, anything at all, does a brief interview, we give them a $600 voucher. That's just a new idea. And it's been brilliant. We've got, how many interviews? 80
I've done 120 actually.
120 so far, yeah. So we've all this great stuff. We're recognising great people, recognising achievements. It's just a new idea we just come up with.
Absolutely. And online, we've got one here from Fab, which says, when's the next batch of beers getting done? So they're all in the office. That can, for legal reasons, won't be getting done again, but we're doing another run, I think, with a different can design they want to do. So they want to do another can design with one of the other.
How much beer have we got left?
There's a bit in the office.
Oh.
So we do sell, if you do want to have a slab of Jim's Lager, you can buy it for pretty much cost price. Just come to the office and our finance team will bill you. So just don't drink during this training sessions, but you can drink it after and you can come up and take one if you would like one. We do have them for sale as well. Cool. Anyone got any more questions for Jim?
Yeah.
No, jump up.
Sorry, last one for tonight, I promise. What is the biggest reason franchisees leave the Gyms Group?
The main reasons people fail has got to do with poor customer service. People who give poor customer service are far more likely to fail. Now, having said that, some people go independent. That's one reason that does happen. We don't make it too difficult. You just pay a few $1,000, or sometimes we don't even charge that. You just go and run your own business. If you don't feel there's value to it, sometimes people get a bit old. Physically, it's too hard for them, which is why we're very interested in divisions that they can do with. Sometimes people just want to change, but lots of reasons. But sometimes people fail, and it's very sad. And if I could do anything at all, if I had one wish, it would be able to shine a light on somebody, be able to tell me whether that person's likely to succeed or not, because most people do succeed. I wish I could pick out who isn't going to and make sure they don't join, because it's not a good thing.
Thank you.
Thanks for that question. So if anyone's got any more questions for Jim, if not, well, you do? Yep.
It's a very important one. We're a small business now, this guy and I. We're organising our Christmas party. Do you want to join us? It's only the two of us. Just come up to Sydney and join us for our Christmas party.
Via Zoom.
I'm always happy to zoom in.
Party pooper.
I dislike travel intensely. My idea of a long trip is to drive half an hour up to my farm. That's it. I don't want to go any further than that.
I feel your pain because I get motion sickness too.
But I do things like the EO talk I did. I like doing that kind of stuff. It's fun and it's really worthwhile.
He'll zoom into
I
conferences.
can talk to a whole stack of wonderful entrepreneurs, of two of which we have here tonight, and get their questions and share my ideas. I enjoy that. That's like an hour that's an hour on Zoom. That's easy. But if you have to try to go somewhere to do it, not good.
If you start a podcast, he'll do your podcast. He does one
I'll
a week.
send you the invitation just in case.
I'm very happy to zoom in. If you want us to organise it, I'll zoom in and wish you a happy birthday.
Christmas.
I do that all the time.
Christmas. We've got one here online as well, Jim, real quickly. It says, how do you think about the future of the energy division? He's saying he's just joined. The future of Jim's Energy. So we have Jim's Solar, if people don't know, Jim's Energy.
It's going very well.
Yeah.
It is. You need a certain kind of personality, you need more of a sales orientation rather than a tradie type of thing, but because they actually go out and sell the system, so it's very different. A lot of people of Indian descent there, which are doing extremely well.
And another guy online.
Apparently a very good earner, but you just got to have the right kind of temperament to do it.
You do go real business because you're organising contractors and subbies. You're going to be responsible for them.
It's a great division actually. We've had some solar panels here done. I had some at my house. We've got a whole lot of. If you have a look at the Jim's office, there's a whole lot of
Tesla batteries.
No, not Tesla batteries. They didn't put them in, but the chargers, the fast chargers. Energy did that. So what's happened? We've got solar panels on Lou's place here, which produces surplus power during the day. So what I said, anybody who has an electric car, like Joel's just bought one, come in, charge your car off our solar panels during the day for free. So it's a little bit of a staff perk, but it doesn't cost us anything because the solar panels produce so much power.
It is good.
I love energy. I really believe in that kind of stuff. The first new car I ever bought was an electric Volvo late last year. I've always had really cheap cars in the past, but I wanted an electric car because I believe in electric.
We've got one here from Andrew as well. He says, hi Jim, I've heard you mention a few times about giving franchises to independent businesses to bring them into the Jim's portfolio. What do you look for in an independent in this scenario?
I have enormous respect for anybody who runs an independent business successfully because between 90 and 95% fail in their first year. So anybody who runs an independent business from scratch and actually does reasonably well has got to be pretty special because it's so hard. What we typically find is that those people, if they come across, they make very good franchisees. They typically double their income very fast because they get lots more leads and they get better quality leads and they get told how to quote them properly.
We're seeing a trend now. Steph from Pest Control is telling me a couple of people, 5-year independent pest control businesses just finding it that hard to market themselves and generate work, so they're coming in board and trying to make things a bit easier for themselves.
Yeah, we've had a few actually lately. And I think with times are tough, people are struggling. It's very hard to understand sometimes. You talk to independents and they say business is hard, business is difficult, it's so hard. Not enough work around, I can't charge. We have such a different experience. We really do. We have so much surplus work. It's almost like you're in a different country.
The guy from Sarab says most of the divisions do not require experience and qualifications. So how are we going to compete with our experienced and knowledgeable competitors? So saying coming in with no experience and training up against an independent who might be doing it for a long time.
I don't think, apart from knowing how to do the job, experience has an awful lot to do with success. You have somebody who just starts off and they're fantastic. Most of the problems in business are not to do with lack of technical expertise. If you don't know how to do a technical thing, you ask your franchisor, you ask a trainer, ask somebody you know. It's easy to find. People succeed or fail by their ability to run a business, by their passion for customer service, by their business sense, ability to charge correctly, to collect bills, to deal with clients, to communicate. These are the skills that matter. Years of experience will not give you that. And I would particularly find, let's put it this way, if I was going to look at somebody who wanted to run a mowing business, and you had somebody who'd been a lawns groundskeeper for 20 years, or somebody who was, say, a salesman, I would pick the salesman to be successful. It's a funny thing. You know when and talking about a different subject, you know the Navy SEALs type thing where they go to the Hell Week, and they really, really do it in a dreadfully ruthless fashion. You know the people that succeed tend to be the best at that? It's not actually the muscle men and the fitness fanatics, it's people like insurance salesmen. Because they've got the determination, they don't give up. So character is everything. Character is absolutely everything. It's first and foremost. This is what this book's about actually. Far more than intelligence, far more than experience, far more than education, character comes number one. If you've got a person with a great character, and you look at the people that are successful in Jim as the heroes, people like Sharon, Dan Carl, people you've been hearing from, and there's so many, I'd like to mention them, Haydar, Hussain and Ali, great people, great leaders. Bill Kobanoglu, I'm leaving people out. There's so many great people in gyms. What's got in common is character. They're great people with great character, great passion for their people, their franchisees.
Cool. We'll leave it on that. So what we're going to do, guys, now is Jim will pick 3 of his favourite questions for the first chick of the prizes, and anyone who asks the question up there, come and see me after, and I've got some prizes and stuff to give away as well. Besides the pinata, you can't take that one. That's the auction one.
I love that guy who read the contract 5 times. That's phenomenal.
Contract 5 times. Come up, mate. You get first pick of anything up here.
I've never come across anybody who's actually done that well. I congratulate you, and I really appreciate the comment too. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Okay.
There you go. Awesome. Cool. Next one, Jim. What was the other one that stood out to you?
I think the question about succession is a good one.
Succession? Who asked the succession question? Was it Wale? Yep.
Yeah.
Take anything you like. The book?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can take the book for sure. Take the book. And was there anything else, Jim? I'll get Jim to sign us at the end. Yep. And was there anything else? What was the other one?
I don't know. What struck out to you?
I've got to give it to the entertaining guy, this guy here, because I've never had that. We've done 160 of these. I've never had anyone ask a question like that or whatever you're doing.
Never.
I've never had it.
Too. He stands out.
Yeah.
Come
up. Is it Raju? Raj? You? I've never experienced anything like that before. You threw me. I didn't know what you were doing. You can take anything you like. Which one do you want? Which one do you want?
If we ever do Jim's comedians, we're going to call on you.
Well, maybe not calling him. You might be getting a breach notice. That's all right.
Oh no, you've started him again.
No. Come on. Wrap it up. You can do it after this. Pick the one thing you like.
That's not a problem.
Just
Yep.
What's the best need?
Maybe I should have.
If you have any stress, you are very experienced than me. Means if you have stress in your life, you have to go to any doctor, any person. Have you seen, guys, the old style monograph? You know the record players?
Can I just choose Monopoly?
Yeah.
You can take that.
Come and pick the Monopoly. Shut this guy up.
Yeah. Come on, mate. We'll say it after. We're going to wrap it up. Well, come and tell him in a minute. Come and tell him.
You know, you see that record players, old style, there was a needle on the top. Something is stuck in the same groove.
Listen, my friend, if you don't keep quiet, we'll take your prize back.
I'll take the Monopoly.
You'll take the Monopoly. Have the Monopoly.
Which one would you like? Which one would you like? Give to her, but which one would you like?
I love this t-shirt.
Take the t-shirt. Cool.
Okay.
All right, anyone who asks a question, come and see me as well. It's all right. Sign the t-shirt. You can sign a t-shirt.
Yes, I love.
We had a pen. But if you ask the question, guys, please feel free to come up and get a book as well. We'll give you something as well. Thank you very much. All right. Good man. Thank you very much, guys. Tough.